Lord?
मतलब मुझे अभी भी अपकमिंग बता रहा है, so I'm not sure what's going on.
It's
आया
done.
आया आया
I'll
आया
share it.
आया आया एक बार ऑडियो चेक कर लो सब लोग. I'm not sure
Hi
what's
guys.
चार्ल्स जिंदा हो.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Yes, Chaps, I can hear you loud and clear.
चलो सब लोग सुन बढ़िया. शेयर कर दिया तुमने?
Yes.
वेरी गुड यार, प्राउड ऑफ यू. So hello and welcome everyone to the Indian Racing League Season 11 Division 2 season finale around beautiful picturesque Interlagos. Chips Chima here, and joining me for one last time this season in the comms box are Charles Leclerc and your reigning D2 champion, Harsh1298. To the both of you, welcome. How do you all do?
Absolutely fantastic, Chaps. How are you?
And we are good, and we can hear something that will get the stream copyright claimed, so keep going with it.
So I stopped it.
Yeah, no, we want Caesar to give us our payment, which we have not received for I don't know, 4, 5, 6 seasons at this point. We want it, come on, we demand it. It's about time that we get our payment. Okay, so Ajitesh asking, will it be spicy? I raise that question to you guys. There's 5 points between the drivers in P3 and P4, Raman and Shrikant Das. Do you all think it's going to be a spicy championship? Spicy end to the championship?
I personally
Depends
think
on the
so,
weather.
because
Weather?
Ramen and Shrikant both are pretty good at Brazil, so I think they both will be fighting for pole, and I think this fight might go till the last lap.
You think so? I think so does Abhishek, because he's stating that Shrikant and Raman has had Raman has had a lap time of 108.7 on the mediums. I haven't done much TT around here recently, but is that a good time?
So a good qualifying time at the end would be around 180, which I'm expecting both of them to do. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good lap time.
1.8 flat?
Yeah.
Fair enough. I think that should
maybe lower.
Okay. We'll keep an eye out for that as we see vintage going bottom of the pile. P9, 109.622. Let's be on board with somebody as they go for their lap. The Alpine looks particularly nice, especially with the onboard camera today. For some reason, it doesn't usually look that way. I'm being pretty honest there, but yeah, today it's looking pretty nice under the overcast skies. So, with the skies being overcast, with there being clouds on the horizon as optical as a little drift,
Yeah, no, almost lost it.
do you expect it to rain at any point in the race?
I mean,
Yes.
if it rains, it would be a fantastic race, honestly.
Absolutely.
Because nothing is better than that, right? Reminds us of 2012 Brazil race.
2012, 2008.
Is Shrikant leading the championship or is Raman?
It's Raman. It's Raman leading. So there's a lot of combination which we're not going to read out on this streamer because that would be very boring. But I hope I trust you've both seen the stat
So
that
one
Caesar
of
put
our
out.
title contender is approaching turn 3
Okay.
on his hot lap.
Optical is on a hot lap, yeah.
Optical is in P3. So there's not an unseen, but something that's not followed too much. There's a championship battle for P3 as well in the standings. It's between Jin and Optical Illusion, and they're separated by 1 point. Optical's ahead by one singular point compared to Jin. Let's have a look at Shrikant coming up to the Albon corner. There's a Haas going slow towards the Cedar de Lago and the sector 1 start of sector 2. Shrikant, let's see. Through sector 2, he's up by almost 5 tenths. This could be a fantastic run to the line. It needs a fantastic run to the line to be able to secure him pole. It will be pole, but Harsh, you mentioned a 108.0. I don't think this is going to get come close to that because I think his sector 1 was a bit messy. Yeah, it's a 108.4.
It is overcast as well, so the track temperatures are not
Optical
ideal
will come up to the line and
P5.
108.9.
It's a little underwhelming, I must say. But I do think that there's more in the bag there from Optical.
Yeah.
We saw him absolutely dominate last week in Australia. That was pretty impressive, I must say. I think we could see something along similar lines tonight as well, as we have Rahul, who has, I believe, forgotten to turn on his battery. What's he
I
trying
think
to
he's
do?
still on his out lap.
The thing is, why wouldn't you turn on your battery around June Sao? Why would you turn it on
Yeah,
halfway
true,
along the
true.
pitch straight? Is there
Uh,
does this track
no,
also
no, no.
have
You don't
the?
have to. You
No,
don't
he
have
You
to
don't
do
have
moved too
ABRS
much.
on this track.
like Qatar. You don't have to do that, right?
No, no,
So
no.
I saw
No.
Shrikant. No, I saw Optical do that, and I also saw Rahul do that, and that was invalidated. So that's the end of
Yeah,
Rahul's lap. That was.
They already
that was a
invalidated.
Yep,
weird
he
feeling
has.
all day.
As we have Shrivats on a lap, did he have the Red Bull of Shrikant give him some trouble there? Because he is using battery. Is that Shrikant? There has to be Shrikant. There's only one Red Bull tonight. No, there's the
Yep.
other Red Bull of Domito. Sorry for that. Shrivats may have had a little bit of an impediment from Shrikant, but he is still up in the second sector, almost 1.5 tenth up in the second sector. But let's have a look.
Okay,
Yeah, yes, Charles.
what happens if somebody impedes right now? Because there's no other race. Do they get a time
It's
penalty or do they get a
it
penalty
will
for
be a
next
5 second
season?
penalty.
Yeah,
Shivats goes
okay.
P2.
I think but there's a Shivats P2. I think, but that was a little. There was a little more in that lap for Shivats. I think that should that have been a proper impediment, that could spell some trouble for Shrikant Das, but we
Raman
don't
is
know
about to
because
start
we
his
have not
lap.
seen any footage yet. But yes, Raman about to start his lap. So let's be on board with him. Do either of you want to take us through this lap, or should I?
You can go ahead, Chips.
Charles, would you like to, or
No.
nope? Okay. So I hope I remember the corner names which I looked up on Google about 3 minutes ago. But nonetheless, here we go. Raman coming up towards the Senna S's, the first few turns of the track. The car looks pretty settled and he looks to be in a good rhythm as he goes through cover the salt. Onto the Reto Posta, it's a long straight here, hence the only other DRS zone on the track. Coming up towards the end of Sector 1 and towards Decido del Lago, he's up by almost 3 tenths. But
Wow.
look,
He is
Jin
up
Cubic
by
Kitsune is
3
right
tenths.
there. Jin's right there. That's another person that they have to be really worried about. Now coming up towards Ferradura and Lerania, this is a very interesting set of corners. You have to get your throttle input absolutely right. Through the slow right-hander, SA. Shrikant improves.
Only improved
One
by
oh,
half a tenth.
yep, not much between him and
power.
Jin. Between him and Jin, it's not much, but we do have Raman also coming up to the line, coming up through Merulio, now approaching the very famous turn Junsao. He's up by
And he's
5
up
tenths.
5 tenths.
This could be a
That is
108.2
insane.
or even a 108.1, depending on how well
I
he
think he'll
nails
go to
this
the
last
one.
section. Do you think it's
he'll
going to be
go
one?
the one.
I think it's going to be the low 108.2s.
181.
But let's see. Let's have a
181.
look. Comes up to the line. It's a 108.1
Wow.
flat.
Wow. What a
101.00.
lap by Raman.
And also, what a prediction, Harsh. Fantastic. To the dot, it's a
Corners
108.1
were-
flat.
corners were
That was
pretty
me,
nice.
sir. That was me.
That was you. Oh, I don't know. You
No.
both sound very similar today.
No, it was me.
Thank you.
It was you.
No.
Hey, hadap rahe. Kya bhai?
Fuck off, her.
No, not in the YouTube.
In the Discord, go in the Discord. That's allowable there. But we have not Caesar, we have Falcon coming up to Junsao and coming up towards the line. Let's have a look at the end of his lap. I don't think it would amount to much. At this rate, it would only get him P9 or maybe P8 if he's nailed the last corner. But coming up to the line, Falcon, yeah, he does go ahead of Optical. So 108.866. So that's I meant Falcon, not Caesar. That's my apologies, Noble. We have
It's
Dom
basically what Raman can do with full TC.
He's still on full
It's very
TC.
impressive. I believe so.
I
Like
think
from
he's
his
a
own
medium,
from
right?
his telemetry, it felt like
It
power,
does
but
look
could be a
like it,
medium
but
too.
I'm not entirely sure, Charles. I think he might be on.
It's so
I think he
impressive.
might be on medium.
Vintage is starting the lap. So.
Vintage, alright. So currently at the bottom of the pile, Vintage wants to be a bit up there in the mix, going through the Senna S's. Nice run for Vintage. So I don't think we've seen
Why
Vintage on the podium this
Vintage's
season,
input
right?
so...
He's
yeah.
driving with not the third person camera, what do you call it? Chase camera. He's driving with the chase
Chase
cam, so it's a
cam,
little
yeah.
difficult sometimes to get the proper throttle inputs.
Yeah,
But,
his inputs are quite twitchy.
But then he is pretty fast even with the chase cam when he is
True.
on it. So while his steering input might look a little odd to us, if it helps him get in the top pack, it doesn't matter. And Abhishek
He
saying
looks
that
a little bit confused with his gears because he's been upshifting and downshifting like...
it's auto gears, right? I think so.
I'm not sure. I think Vintage might be on... I'm not sure.
Abhishek's stating that He thinks Vintage is playing on the keyboard. All right. I mean, I can understand why you may want to think that, but he is driving on a controller and he is driving chase cam and he
He
improves
goes
to
up to
P11.
P11.
Not much improvement.
Indeed.
But we do have
Oh,
Buliester
Hershey
right
backed out.
Harshi's backed out. Where's Harshi? He's in P5 right
He
now.
should have boxed. I don't know.
Optical
I don't know.
watches his lap, so I think
I
he
think
will
he
abort
would.
his lap.
Optical.
Yeah, I think he's
He
aborted.
backed out and stayed out.
Would you box at this point? With just under 4 minutes to go, would you box
Yeah,
at this point?
it's only a 1 minute lap.
Definitely. Brazil is a very small track.
It's a very short track, yes. See, we do have Vintage on it out
He
on
has
the
to
track.
rush in the pit.
Buliester should also ideally
Now
look
it's on.
to box. Buliester is gonna continue on with minimal battery and he's not recharged enough. I'm not sure what he's trying. Oh, he was on a lap. Never mind. Sorry for that. I thought he'd backed out. No, that was Hershey. Sorry for that. I'm a little confused tonight. Sorry for that. Two Williams. I think it was you, one of you two, who mentioned that there's a
She's
Williams.
doing his outlap, I think, right now. I think he's doing a double outlap.
Is it necessary to do a double
Yes.
outlap here? Look,
Well,
he's
it
brake
doesn't
dragging. He's
hurt
brake
chips.
dragging. He's brake dragging
It
around
doesn't
there.
really
Yeah,
hurt because you
both
do
Williams
come out
are-
with like 3.2 laps of fuel. So doing a double outlap helps a little, I guess. with
Is the
fuel
extra
at
wear
least.
on the tires worth it?
I mean, you can make the argument that you can get your tires warmed up a little better. But yeah.
You
Brazil
could.
doesn't have a lot of tire wear anyway.
That's true, but in qualifying trim, you would ideally want the most perfect
True,
tires
true.
to
Makes
do a
sense.
lap because this is a track where you could really do a great hot lap if you have the car hooked up.
Yeah.
And
Okay, Hershey hot lap now.
Hershey hot lap. Also, we have Rahul is starting his lap. So I think
a little too early.
Hershey,
Yeah, 1-1-1.
but he looks nice and flowy for him. It looks like it is going to be a nice lap for him. Let's look at I am Rahul's inputs through the sentences as well. A little twitchy, they're a little hesitant, and that's, I think, going to be the end of that lap. He should ideally back out of it because he's going to lose a lot of time.
Yeah,
Let's switch
yeah,
back to
he
Hershey.
still has time to do another lap, but
Yeah,
no, he's not backing out.
he's not backing out. I don't know why Rahul's doing that. He is losing time. Vintage,
Maybe,
that's what she
maybe he
said.
knows he has a lot of time to find in sector 2 and 3.
I
That's the
still
only
believe
possible
that you should
explanation.
not risk it. You
Yeah.
should save it up because you have 1.5 minutes, and
True.
your tires only gonna get older. Your tires are not gonna get any fresher. Hershey up by 3.5 tenths in sector 2.
Yeah, he was gonna be close.
I think he
had
could
beautiful
usurp
last
Jin.
corner.
He could usurp Jin and Shrikant.
Yeah, he would be top 3 for sure.
I think it could be P2. Let's have a look at him coming up to the line, coming up to the start finish straight, and he is P4. It's not enough. I think he lost some time in the last sector, right?
His last sector, then yeah.
Did he put on a lot of downforce during his time in the pits or something? Because I
No,
think
his
that's
last
only.
corner was a bit. Well, he took too much curve on the last corner, but could have been better.
We have the trio of Jin, Raman, and Shrikant. Our top three on the track right now. They're not too far apart from one another.
Shrikant is gonna be the first car to start the lap.
Optical's
He
also
will.
starting his lap. Yeah.
And
Good
let's,
gap ahead. So.
let's see. I think that we could still have a few more surprises here. I believe that somebody currently in the midfield, say Shivas Domatov Falcon, could have a chance at snatching the front row, at least the second row away from these boys. But let's have a look. Shrikant was nice and controlled through the Senna SS, taking the shortest possible run, coming up towards the end of sector 1. Can one of you follow Jin, one of you can follow Raman,
Doesn't
please?
improve much.
I think that would be good. Because then we'll be able to see how all three of them are doing. Jin, I couldn't see a sector split. Did
on board
any of you
Raman.
see? Yeah, just have a look at Raman. Raman's down by 2.5 tenths.
Oh, he's down by 2 tenths. Shoot.
Guys, I think that's the end of
That's
the
his
end of
quali
quali for
done.
him. He has to hope
Yeah.
that his initial attempt was good enough. And that Shrikant and Jin can't usurp him or anybody else in the field for that matter. Somebody's just gone across the line. I think that's Deadly Mosquito. Checkered flag is out. Checkered flag is out. Let's have a look at Shrikant's lap. We'll follow Jin in just a moment. Shrikant enters sector 2. He's up by 2.5 tenths. Over 2.5 tenths.
my
Oh, that was a
God.
bad last
This
corner.
is getting dangerously close to Raman's
Jen
time.
is also down on his
That
lap
was a
going
very
into
bad
last
last
corner.
corner.
So.
But
So
I
we didn't
think
lose anything.
Shrikant should be looking to finish this. He could steal pole away from his title rival. He
Oh,
cannot.
and the
He cannot.
300s. That's so close.
300 separate Jin and Ramen.
Jin with
Jin could
P3.
not improve by much.
Shrikant and Raman.
What about Dominator and Deadly Mosquito and Falcon though? Falcon coming up to the line, he's improved by a fair bit, but I don't think he'll trouble the pole sitter. Tonight, yeah, it's gonna be P6.
Dominator is 2 times
Dominator,
up.
yeah.
He
So-
could be P5.
Dominator could put himself. Dominator and Shivats need to be in the best position for their teammates.
True, and Shevats has managed to do that.
And let's have a look at Dominator. Comes up to the line. It is only P7.
Only P7.
And Deadly Mosquito will be the last car to come across the line. He is out of
With
battery.
absolutely no battery.
And he is weaving across the line because he is chilling. And there you go. Ramen's initial attempt stands. He is on pole.
Great qualifying.
Great qualifying indeed. Shrikant is in P2. That is the. Would you say that he's on the back foot for the race?
No, honestly, Brazil with 2 long straights going into sector 1. I think he might as well, like, maybe has a chance to steal the lead in the first lap itself.
Okay. And that's an interesting proposition. Charles, what's your take? Yeah.
On the race.
Yeah. For these two, Shaman and Shrikant.
I think Shrikant will win.
Win the championship? And as a
If he
result,
wins the race, he wins the
My
championship.
money is on Shrikant.
Okay.
My money is on Shrikant. Right.
Harsh, since you're
Yeah,
the reigning champion,
same.
what's your take? Shrikant?
Same,
Okay.
I've seen Shrikant's face around here. I think it's safe to say that he has a really good shot at winning game.
I think just wanted to mention before we start that the entire field, top 12 is separated by less than a second. So that's very close
Yep.
battle. And we have Sunny Skies with us here for the season finale. I think
That's good to know.
I would-
That's good to know.
give it to Raman courtesy of his strategies. I think that
Well,
Raman
if
might
Shrikant
have it.
manages to not cut the pit late today, that would be a very good thing for him, honestly, because he has been doing that consistently.
That is that is true. I think that we shouldn't discount Raman. He is the championship leader after all, and even though Shrikant has more wins and podiums and such, I think Raman's been the more consistent driver of the two. We could see him take this win as well, but we will have 36 laps ahead of us to decide exactly that. And as we wait for the 5 lights, okay, what's happened here? 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights ahead of the drivers. And it's lights out and they're off. It's a much better start for Shrikant, but then he bogs down with the second wave of the start. But he has the inside line.
Will he
Oh, there's a
back down?
massive
Will he back
collision for the back.
Oh,
Dominator is
Dominator
out.
is
retired!
And there's a collision. There's a penalty for bullister.
Safety car by turn 1. Safety car by turn 1.
I don't think they even got to turn 1. Dominator was annihilated before he even got to go like 5 centimeters ahead of his grid box.
And do you think these people will box now?
No, let's have a look at the
No.
strategies. No way, Dominator was the only driver on softs. So for some reason, the game decided to start the race with Raman's POV. I was a bit taken aback there.
That is a
But-
big loss for the Red Bull, because let me remind you guys, for the constructors, there's a 22 point gap between Red Bull and Mercedes, and Red Bull were leading by 22. Now with Dominator out of the picture, at
It's
least
up
if
to
Raman
Shrikant.
can't win the race, they might have a shot at winning the constructors.
Yeah, it's in the hands of Shrikant now to take the Constructors' Championship for the second season in a row. Correct me if I'm wrong, Harsh. Is that the case?
Yep, that
It is the case, yeah.
completely right.
Yes, so these two, Shrikant and Dominator, they were paired up with yourself, Harsh, and Shooter last season, respectively,
Yep.
in Ferrari and Aston.
Rahul
So,
has no wing.
Rahul made
Probably
contact with
got better.
Dominator, and
Yeah, he lost.
Bulliester
his
made contact
entire
with
wing. Must
somebody
be a
else.
big
I
enough
mean,
contact.
nothing too bad for him. He will get his wing repaired. He will get his 5-second serve. So
let's have a look.
he
So
gets a
the
fresh chance.
entire field has opted to stay out, apart from
We have
Deadly
three
Mosquito,
people left.
Vintage, no, not Vintage, Optical!
And optical speed in the pit lane in a safety car.
That's the one thing you don't want to do there.
And now I think he'll just pit again and get
He
it.
has front wing damage, so
No, but he has
ideally
the
the-
option to pit again and get it removed.
ideally what
He
you
will
should
win
do
again
is
anyway, so
ideally what you should be doing is that you should go onto the inters or the wets and
No,
just
yeah,
do an
I think-
outlap.
Yeah, true.
Why would you want to waste any tread?
Well,
There's
he
no,
is on a
yeah.
medium, so he will box again.
He will. He doesn't see. The thing is, with Taiwan at Brazil, you don't really have to box. You're not obligated to. You choose to box here. So, what's the strategy looking like, guys? Now, the fact of the matter remains: Deadly Mosquito, Optical, and Rahul have all served their, made their mandatory pit stop. Optical has a penalty looming over his head, but
And
they
I'm
don't
surprised
need to stop again.
Polyester didn't, but since he also has a 5 second, he should be looking to serve it right now.
What's the strategy looking like though, guys? Would you go mediums to softs or would you play it safe,
I
go
would,
mediums to hards?
me personally, I would go hard right now and go to the soft at the end, because with the safety car in play, the hards can easily go up to lap 24 and then you can take it up to softs after that.
You could hush, but then you would also have the disadvantage of being on those hard tires, which will not give you anywhere near the amount of pace that the mediums would give you. And as you yourself said, tire wear is not a very big factor around here, so
I mean, yeah, that's also true, Chips.
I think that these few at the front, Ram and Shrikant Jin, if there's a safety car mid-race, say between lap 12 to 18, I think they would box for hards and they would then decide how to go about the strategy. But the others, they can take chances, they can take risks. I think that
the medium runners can consider going long on mediums now, since safety car is there. It will save them a lot of tire wear. They can extend the medium and play with softs at the end, because yeah, tire wear is very less. So if they can manage to take it up to lap 20 to 23 on these pair of mediums, if there is not another safety car, they might be looking good to go on softs.
That is true. That is correct. So let's see. Nice pit stop for Optical. He has opted to go back to his original set of hard tires that he started the race on. So Optical definitely doesn't need to box. I believe that Rahul and Mosquito also don't need to box necessarily, but they will probably choose to, in the interest of having the best possible pace at the end of the race. But with the restart impending, what's your take? Do you expect Shrikant to go aggressive immediately, or do you expect him to play the long game, be patient?
I think he'll play it safe at the restart at least, because he has crashed under safety car before, and I think he's learned from that. He's grown mature after a lot of incidents in safety car.
Yeah, I think the biggest learning experience for him was Monaco this year. That was the
true.
I think that kind of changed him as a driver.
For Shrikant?
Yeah.
Bro.
I think that kind of changed him as a driver. But
Red Bull got months worth of pit stops straight in from
Wait, so is
that
it not
race.
being called in this lap?
Well, look, Optical is not
so the
caught up to the pack. Safety cars crossed the pit entry. One more lap of safety car running, guys.
One more lap. Thank you, Optical.
The hard runners, the medium runners can, I think, chill now. They have got like 3-4 laps.
Optical, why should he box?
Too hard. Oh,
he
Optical
box
got onto the hard.
Rahul box.
Sorry,
Rahul boxes, so it's worth it. You may want to change the strategy. Yeah, if you don't have the safety car in for another lap, you may as well choose to spice up the strategy, especially if you're at the back of the field. So, a question, we do mention that we have Shrivats in the race. Donathor isn't in the race anymore, but how big of a factor will Shrivats be in terms of holding up Shrikant, slowing him down?
He can decide to be a big factor, Chips, if he can stay out and let Ramin undercut Shrikant in the situation
The key
of Shrikant.
is here also that we have a constructors battle on our hands, and Shrivats might lose positions and time if he decides to hold up Shrikant, which could cost them the constructors championship.
Well,
would you prioritize the team over your teammate in this situation? If you're Shrivats, because Shrivats has Shrivats has an interesting thing to go about, because he would want to be part of a championship winning team as well. Obviously, it would be the cherry on the cake if his teammate also gets a championship and they get the double W.
No, but me personally, I think that Shrivats owns that, or like owes that to Ramin, because Ramin has carried to P2.
That is true, so I think that's the case. He will be loyal to his teammate tonight, and we shall see where these two's loyalties lie, Ramin and Shrikant.
Yep.
We have the infamous safety car on this lap message.
Yep. And Charles, why don't you take us through the restart? I'll be on board with Jin.
Okay, I'll be on board with Shrikant then. Let's see if he tries to make
Take
a
it away,
move that
Charles.
one.
Yeah.
As Ramin not, he's gone.
Ramin
Ramin's
has
gone.
gone. Yeah.
Shrikant has not stayed with him. Fights us back. So far so clean. So far so good. Ramin
It's all
is
pretty
gapping
clean.
Shrikant as it's now. It is pretty clean, so we get gap between everyone. We have Deadly and Vintage going side by side into turn 4.
Oh, little wheel banging
A
there.
little tap. Vintage is not giving up, but I think Deadly has the inside line and that's all he needs.
And there you go. So fresh tires working well for Deadly Mosquito. It's just one lap fresh
Yep.
tires, but it's still working out for Deadly Mosquito. He's on a roll. Let's track his progress. Let's see how he moves up the field. Rahul on the back of Optical Illusion. So Optical looks to be struggling a little bit on these hard rubber. I don't think that Optical is particularly happy with the hard tires. He should have opted to change to the medium I feel and then opt for the softs. But look up front. Jin is right there with Shrikant. And there's a bit of a gap.
Deadly
What's
Span.
happened?
Deadly Span.
So there you go.
Deadly
That's
Span,
his
Deadly
That
Span.
won't be a VSC, so
progress noted.
He did not reset to track. Rahul is making a move on Optical.
Had a
He
moment.
backed out, but that was a weird thing to do.
Yeah, that was an odd move. What happened there, Charles? Did you see that? If you would let us know what
Rahul on
happened.
the inside. Optical backed out. I think he was getting pushed into the pit lane almost by Rahul, so he had to left off and let him go.
So, crucially, there's one aspect we haven't talked about here, guys, is DRS. What do you do with the DRS? If you're
You
Ramin,
sit
do
where
you
you
keep
are.
Shrikant in your DRS? Such that he, in turn, gets to keep Jin in his DRS, which will cause more trouble for Shrikant than it looks like.
Oh,
He
Jin
almost
almost
took Shrikant
runs
out.
back into Shrikant.
Was that contact? Was that
He
contact?
manages- No, he manages to
almost,
lock up his car and stop it at the right time.
Yeah, I got a very
He
odd-
made sure he won't touch him, but almost.
I got a
took
very odd
Shrikant
camera
out
angle there, but yeah, nonetheless, I
And as you
think
were talking about DRS, Jin is outside DRS.
not
Shrikant,
yet,
no.
not yet. He needs a good run out of Chun
Yeah.
Sao, and look, Shrikant got a pretty
Yeah,
poor
he
run
got
out
it.
of there. There you go.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
Shrikant
Mayank,
lost
Falcons had a
big
moment.
time.
Falcons had a massive moment, and he will be overtaken by Polyester, possibly
Yep,
even by
and
Vintage.
probably Vintage as
Vintage
well.
is gonna follow.
Yep, DRS
What
enabled.
about Rahul? Will Rahul get him as well?
He could.
Yeah.
DRS enabled. We'll
Rahul
follow
is
the.
deploying, he's burning. Oh, Rahul's probably gonna make a
No,
double move
Vintage
here.
going very
Rahul
defensive
takes the
there.
crash, but
And Rahul with the move. Falcon can't do much. He's lost 3
he
places
lost
in one
3
straight.
places.
And Shrikant is outside of DRS, guys.
No, he's not. He's
I think-
not. He doesn't have DRS,
He
but he's
is,
within
he is.
DRS at the moment.
Now
guys,
he
so.
is.
Yeah, he's just about there. And now Jin.
Both of these drivers burning through their batteries right now.
Okay,
Trying to make
Falcon
it-
and Falcon and
Used any of his
Rahul.
battery.
Falcon and Rahul. This could end poorly if they're not careful about it. There's a lot of wheel banging, and if this ends poorly, this
Rahul
could be
is
another
offside.
safety car. Is why I'm also following this battle apart from the leaders. As we go through Pinarino. Oh, that is very close, very
Rahul is still
close.
on the outside.
Rahul is on the inside now, and Falcon going for the switchback. Coming down the hill,
Shrikant
Merulio and
out of-
Saul-
out of-
is out of DRS.
on this
Out
lap,
of
so
DRS.
is he under threat by Jin right now?
What's Shrikant? What's happening to Shrikant? Okay, I can hear
He
some.
lost out
lost
of
it.
DRS
And the
lost
thing
it.
is,
Charging.
now Ramin
Look at
will
Jin,
be
look at
pushing.
Jin close up.
Now Ramin will be pushing because he knows that he has Ramin outside DRS. He has Shrikant outside DRS.
Shrikant outside here.
Yeah, sorry for that. I'm a little sleepy tonight. I think.
Get drunk.
Polyester is been overtaken by Vintage, and Rahul looks to follow suit as well. But what about Jin and Shrikant? Nothing doing on this occasion. I think Jin wants to get into the main
Would
straight.
you want to overtake Shrikant?
Yes.
Like, would you want to be...
Look, he has to. He has to fight for
cause any troubles
P3.
in the championship fight?
He wants the P3 in the standings as well. Wow, Polyester's had
And
a
what
moment.
happened back there?
A spin for Polyester. Now it's Rahul versus Vintage. Vintage on a
This
charge.
is similar to Nico Rosberg's Seb Vettel thingy. Like, would you want to fight somebody who's fighting for a championship?
You have your own championship to fight for as well because Jin wants that P3, I think.
Yeah, and he might be looking to go into P2 right now with the help of DRS.
So there's optical right now in P2. There's 1 point separating them. It's 98 and 97 if I'm not wrong. So
Okay, one
Yep,
positive for
97 and
Shrikant. He
96.
hasn't lost more to Ram in this lap.
yeah,
Oh, and optical span!
optical had a
Optical
spin. Opticals had a spin, that's not
A
good.
lot of guys spinning in the last
But
corner.
Jin
Oh,
into
Jin.
turn 1, he opts against,
he's
he opts out
he's
of it.
backing out. He has so much space, Jin.
Jin is. I think it's either what you're saying or it's the fact that he's just not wanting to get involved.
I think he doesn't want to get involved because
It's
if he
why-
takes Shrikant out by
but look-
mistake, like he also
Oh, and
he's
he's going for it this time, I
Come
think.
on.
No, he backs
Nope.
out, he backs out.
So will this constant hovering cause issues for Shrikant? Will this distract him? Because
Yeah, he
Jin
might be
being
already
there,
feeling
You can
under
see it
pressure.
is.
thing is Jin being there but not making a move will cause Shrikant more trouble. I think because he won't know, Shrikant won't know for sure when Jin will may go for a
catching
move.
up too now. Look behind
Yeah.
Jin
Yeah, they're
right
right
now.
there. They're right there. So
Yeah,
Shivats
they're
is
right
in a
there,
good
so-
position. So I think for
One
Jin's
mistake
sake,
from Shrikant and he lose 3 positions.
I think for Jin's sake, he should look to get ahead of Shrikant. Yeah. Because the thing is, Shrikant has a consistent gap to Ram, and it's not increasing, but it's not decreasing either. So
And honestly, that is the
Stay
fastest
there.
way to go. With the help of like helping each other with DRS, will just make you faster.
Yeah, he should pass and then Shrikant passes him, then he passes Shrikant. They should do.
oh, I think
And
that's
I
the
think yes,
case.
Jin will pass him
Oh, look
now.
at Jin.
No, he's not passing.
No.
So
Jin is voluntarily lifting off everywhere into the braking zone.
So I think that's what I was saying. Like, would you wanna be a part of this championship battle?
So we are 10 laps in, and the championship top two are separated by
Oh, and
1.3
Jin is going
seconds.
for the
Jin's
move
like,
this
fuck
time.
it.
There you
Jin's
go.
like, fuck it.
yeah, Jin just
Alright,
got
Charles,
he said,
right.
"Nah."
My bad.
Jin is up into P2, and now he sets
Shivats
off the.
now might be looking to
Ramen.
get Shrikant since.
Thing is,
his
okay,
main
we have
rival is
yellow
just in front
vintage.
of him.
Vintage has had a spin,
It's
so
a
many
spin.
drivers
It's a
spinning
spin.
at
It's a spin.
the end of sector 1. So we had Bullets for spin there, we had optical spin as well. So Jin has got past Shrikant, but he's not catching up to Raman. In fact, he's lost about 4 tenths in this singular lap.
Oh yeah, he made a mistake into turn 6, so, but it's okay. I think next few laps.
And he's made a
Oh,
mistake
he
in the
made
June
another one into last
stop.
corner.
So I think Jin is just too eager on the throttle
I think he
by the looks of it.
overheated his tires behind
Yeah,
Shrikant.
or
maybe.
his tires are just too
It
hot
has
right now.
been 10 laps on the medium, well 7 if you
Shrikant has
use the safety car
very
lap,
little
Shrikant's going
battery.
for it.
Shrikant very little battery compared to Jin. There's almost contact there.
Oh, bro,
Jin's-
you,
Jin not
Yeah,
I
having
think
Jin
Jin
losing
ABS
is
each other
failure.
a
end up
lot of
taking
time.
Shrikant out today by mistake.
Yeah, you don't want to get involved in this championship battle here because you don't want to be the Nicholas Latifi here. But Jin will opt against it as is expected. Shivats is also right there. So is Harshi. Both of them have very little battery, as we can see there.
Yeah,
Let's have a look at
Shivats
Raman.
already blinking.
Raman also doesn't have a whole lot of battery, but Raman's right in where he needs to be. He has a 2-second buffer between himself and Shrikant. Shrikant is being troubled by Jin. Could also be troubled by Shivats. If Shivats gets ahead of Shrikant, that could really spell danger for Shrikant. That's a lovely helicopter shot. Thank you, game, for that. But the top 5 have just disappeared. P6, Rahul in P6. He's 8 seconds behind. He is catching up, but there's a long way for him to catch up. At the moment, it's just Shrikant giving us all the entertainment. Shrikant, Jin, Shivats, if he catches up as well, and Harshi is at the tail end of this pack. He could charge up his battery. Shivats is out of battery. His light was blinking, or as Shrikant says, flashing.
It's a similar situation for Jin again. He just under Shrikant's diffuser every braking zone, but he can't do anything. Or he doesn't want to do anything.
Khan has gained up to 3 tenths this lap. Maybe he's getting comfortable with the car now.
I think in general, Jin just he's overcooked his tires at this point. Look at that! Yeah, look at that.
Psych.
Bhai, Zaban
Yeah,
Sawal
okay,
ke-
no. Chips. When do you walk?
When do you work? That is a question that we do
Because
ask.
2
Lap
seconds is
22
a
would
good
be
gap
a-
for an undercut if Shrikant wants to pull it.
Lap 15. If it depends on what tires you're going for. You're going for
Yeah,
softs,
yeah,
you're going for
bro.
hards. If you're going for hards, I'd say lap
Oh,
15 to,
softs.
15 to 18. 15 to 18. If you're going for softs, I think it would be 24,
22.
24, 24.
22, 24,
You
yeah.
can't have that many laps on softs, even though there's very little tire wear around here. You don't really want to be putting your tires under that much strain.
True.
So I think 24 should be the ideal time to go for softs. I think Jin may opt for the hards because he is struggling. Even though
I think
he is
Shrikant will
there,
do the same. He's going. Gonna back out. Yeah.
Harshi looked like he was going to go for a move. So Harshi should conserve some battery here, which he's not really done.
Neither him or Shivas. They both
Shivas
are trying
is-
to keep up to the guys ahead and just using all their battery.
But they are within the 1 second window. Harshi should back out of that. There's no point going for the move there. There you go, safe
If
enough.
Shrikant wins the championship today, Jin needs points for assisting him, I guess, because he's playing a team player right now. Like I'm just being on board with him and the way he's adjusting off. Like, Shrikant
I don't
paid him
even
or
know
something.
who's in the same party right now. Like, we don't know the situation who's in which party. I'm sure for today's race, Ram and Shrikant are not in the same party.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either.
I think Jin and Shrikant may be in the same party. But you can't
But
be.
the way they are
100%
going at
certain.
it might be true because Jin is holding back for now.
The thing is, Jin did go for a move there, as we saw. But I think that was courtesy
But that
of
was
Shrikant
like-
making a pretty serious mistake. And
He
losing
was
a lot
already
of time.
side by side.
And
middle
look,
of the
look,
straight, so
look.
he had to.
Shrikant has gained a little bit more time on Raman, so I think he loses time in sector 2 but then gains it back on the straight. So I think Shrikant is running a lower down for setup. As you can see there, his car is twitching through the corners, but then he is pretty good on the straights. And Jin will have DRS and he will
Yeah,
have
and
the
he's making
slipstream
He will go.
and he will go
Yeah,
for
this
it.
is what happened last time as well. He was side by side beginning of the straight, so he had to go.
And Shrikant having a little moment there. Jin is 1.7 behind Raman, so Raman would also be under some pressure. He is he's recharging his battery, he's not using up too much of the
And
battery
if you are
pack.
Jin and Shrikant, this is the smart thing to do. With the help of DRS, you can catch Raman. But you have to play it smart. You can't fight mid corners.
Jin can pull him. He has so much battery right now.
Yeah.
Jin could, but
Exactly.
then Jin's tires are not really supporting him right now if you look at that, Charles. Because just look at him out of Junsaw. Let's look at him out of Junsaw. Have a look. Never mind. This
Well,
time it was
he
pretty good.
did it
Pretty
better
good.
this
It was
time, but-
pretty good. Yeah, last time around it was
He's gapped
not
Shrikant.
particularly great.
But
He
yeah, now
has
Shrikant
gapped.
will get a huge tour down the main straight. And look at the gap to Raman now. It's almost 1.4. It was 2.2 2 laps ago.
I think they're playing.
So I think Raman's gonna box this lap. Or if he's going for softs, then probably not.
If
but-
you're Raman, what do you do? Do you opt for softs?
I
Do
think
you
yeah,
opt for
going,
hards?
Track
going
enough.
long and going for sauce would
Falcon
be my
is boxed. Falcon is boxed
And
from further
look at
back.
that gap has come down to 1.3 and 1.2 now.
This
Raman
is
might
getting
be struggling
close.
with his setup.
And now Shivats
This
is outside
what
DRS
Shrikant
range.
needed.
Shivats is outside DRS range, so
Jin
this
to
is
pull him and catch Raman.
this is not what the Merc boys need. Shivats is outside DRS range. He is being helped by Jin and Shrikant, but so once again I see Jin sliding around a little bit too much there.
Oh, Shrikant! Oh! He took the
What?
grass into the braking zone, but he saved it.
Oh,
Oh
Shrikant
no,
God,
Shrikant is
easy
having
on the throttle.
big moment.
just needs a good run out of Junsaw,
And he
which
misses
he
the
has.
apex.
But he's got a good run
Not
out of the
done.
corner, and he'll make up the
So
time
he
on the
has
straight.
DRS, so he will be pretty
Let's
close.
have a look at
to the
Raman.
braking
Raman not
zone.
boxing, Jin not boxing, Shrikant not boxing, and neither are these two. So the top 5 stay out. Harshi may go for the move here into turn 1.
This might be the lap where Jin gets DRS off of Raman.
Harshi's gone for the move on Shrivats, and he had a moment there, but he's
Then
ahead.
had a moment also.
But then
Fall
again,
back
see-
like 210.
Shrikant's too far back right now for it to make a difference. Even if Jin's having moments, Shrikant's not close enough. Oh, Jin has an enormous
both of
moment.
them have a
almost
big
lost it
moment.
behind him.
Yeah.
I think it's in their best interest that Jin box because Jin has a whole lot of pace here. I think he should go for the.
Oh, and Jin almost locks up.
He's
the-
drifting.
It
through
looks
sector
cool
2.
the way he drifts, but then again that does you
But
no
yeah,
good
losing-
for your tires and
losing a
tire
lot
They
tires.
have
of
lost
time.
half a second to Raman this lap.
Yeah, did
Because of-
Shrikant hit the grass? Did Jin hit the grass there? Because I think they both clipped the grass going into the Albon corner.
They both
Yeah,
are
Albon.
non-ABS viewers, so makes sense
Yeah, and
why they have
Raman
very
is
similar movement.
yeah, Raman's utilizing a whole lot of assists here as well, but doesn't matter because he is in the lead. That's where he needs to be. Jin stays out, Shrikant stays out, Harshi and Shrikant's going with a move there. So these two are also in a race of their own. They're battling for P4. What's the championship looking like for Shrivats and Harshi? I haven't really noticed that. If you all have any idea about that.
No idea. Let me check.
I think there's a little battle between Shrivat and Harshi as well because these two have been like dark horses. Not really been there. Charles, all good. What would you ask you?
सांस ही लिया वो.
Jin has almost caught up back to Ramin, so Jin seems to be having the upper hand on Ramin in terms of pace. At
Is the
least.
fact that when Jin gets to the corner, his tires will just decide whether they want to support him or whether they just want to go on holiday. Because it just seems like the tires want to go over to Rio de Janeiro and just have a nice chill moment on the beach. Jin wants to catch up to Ramin. Ramin's recharged a fair bit of his battery, not too much, but there you go. Once again, Jin has a pretty poor exit out of Junsao. But the gap is down to
better than
1.3.
Shrikant.
Compensating for it by using his.
Harshi and Shrivats have lost 2.5 seconds.
Shrikant box.
Shrikant box.
Okay, okay,
Let's
okay.
go. He
Better
doesn't
slow it
get-
down.
Come on, slow
Yeah,
down.
yeah, he
Okay,
managed to
guys,
slow it down.
guys, a question. Okay, Shrivats box is with Shrikant. So, will that cause a little bit of a
hard.
backup for Shrikant? Will that cause a little backup for Shrikant? Will he have to be held? He won't be held up. All right. So, guys,
No, good gap.
question:
Yeah.
do Jin and Ramen box now together?
Well, if they
Does-
do box, they should box together to have the DR advantage.
Or
Because
will you go for the soft tires?
look where Shrikant's come out. He is behind Rahul, so he's a long way behind Rahul. But he is very close
Yeah,
to
he has
Deadly
a good
Mosquito.
gap.
So he's very close to Deadly Mosquito. These boys will have to monitor. Raman and Jin will have to monitor their pit now rejoin position because you don't want to get stuck between Deadly Mosquito and Optical. Or behind
Shrikant
them.
has 10 seconds of free space ahead of him.
He has 10 seconds of free space, but
So
what
that's a
about
great
top
gap for him
two?
to come out in.
What's the pit loss around here? Pit lane time loss?
I think around 18 to 26.
Okay, just a question, guys. I don't know if either of you did capture it, but was there a pit lane cut by Shrikant?
No.
I
No?
didn't see
No.
it.
Alright,
No, 'cause I
and
was following him and he was all the way to the left in the beginning of the exit of Junsao. He just put it to the left, so no pit lane cuts.
fair enough, that's playing it safe. You don't want to risk it here. Harshi box is alright.
Playing it very safe.
As you would
Yeah,
expect
Ramen
him to.
stays up.
He
Just
has
stays
a,
up.
And neither Jin nor Ramin have boxed.
He's had enough pit lane cuts this season. If he again makes one, then I don't know what to do.
and we will see Shrikant obviously overtake Harshi, but the Williams pit is at the end of the pit lane, and
Jin might get
Harshi
the
has
end of this
binned
lap.
it. Harshi has binned it at the pit exit. That's,
And
a
that's a
VFC.
VFC!
Yeah, I think,
Oh,
guys, you
no.
can have a look at the stream. That is, Harshi just forgot to turn the steering wheel.
D-box.
I
Yeah,
think you do. I
obviously
think
now
you do.
everyone will box.
Well,
You
the
do,
VSC will
but
be
you
over
just
by
have
the
the
to
time we
reach
VSC
reach
will,
the pit
yeah,
entry, no?
VSC will be over. I think that Raman and Jin will work. What was Harshi
So
doing
unlucky
there?
for
That
Shrikant if
is,
they can box now.
I think if you all have seen the Malav Masi moment from season 9, F122, Sid and Smith Championship, it's exactly the
Williams
same.
The end,
changing
I think the VSC might be ending.
championship again.
Yeah, Williams changing the championship, that's true.
But this
Uh,
time tipping it in the favor of a Mercedes car.
Oh, well, the scales are not
Raman
tipped in
is boxing,
anybody's favor
Raman
right
boxing.
now.
VSC doesn't end and
box.
Ramin's in the box and so is Jin.
It was Jin, they should better get it slowed
Oh,
down.
and Jin!
Yeah.
Oh, Jin gets a
Jin
5
got it.
second in the pit
Yeah,
lane.
no way Jin was going to be able to do that. Jin, I think he's struggling with ABS a lot more than he expected to this race, and the 5
And
sec won't be
does
served.
Ramin come in front?
Ramen on the softs. All right. All
I
right.
don't know about that.
I think
really
that's a
don't know
smart
about
call.
that.
I think that's a smart call.
17 laps is crazy. Oh,
That's a smart
Shrikant
call.
might
16
be
or
able to get
16
ahead.
laps is
Shrikant won't be able to get ahead
No.
of these two.
No, no,
He'll be
no.
able to get ahead of of Rahul, sorry. An optical illusion has stayed out for some reason. DRS enabled. We are
And
back
we are-
underway.
we're green,
Nobody's
we're
got a
green.
penalty apart from Harshi. who's
Harshi,
picked up a
brother.
penalty. Yeah, he has no front wing and then now he has a penalty as well. So, yeah, the championship, it's really scales are tipped in everybody's favor. Optical loses a place to Shrivats. Now,
Okay, now anything can happen.
look, the fact of the matter remains now, Raman is on softs. His tires will be worn by the end of the race, certainly. 16
Oh,
laps,
it'll
17
be
laps on
more.
softs.
17 laps, yeah.
No doubt about it. But he now has Jin behind him. Shrikant is 3.4 behind him as opposed to being about 1.6, 1.7 behind him. So there's a pretty big gap between himself and it's a 4.4 gap from Raman. There's a 3.2 between Jin and Shrikant, and Jin has a penalty to contend with. So Jin will also want to do the best for his own race. I think this is a better call for Raman. Should he, if he had opted for the same tires as these boys, I think he would have had a tough time.
Well, yeah, that does make sense.
I think it's doable. It's
not like
doable
it's not
for Raman.
doable. Yeah, I think let's think that one lap would give you like 4% of tire wear. That's still like 65% tire wear, so that is manageable.
So people in the chat saying that softs are not the right call. We are obviously not considering the fact that he can pull out a big enough gap that he would just have to do some tire conservation by the end of the race. Because these people are on hards. No matter what they do, they won't have the same level of grip or pace as Raman ahead. Raman just needs to put in quali lap after quali lap, build out, say, I think what's it, 8-second buffer would be good enough for him. After that, he can just go about doing tire conservation as Bunyester onto the grass there, and he gets a penalty. Great.
Should he get a penalty for going onto the grass?
The moment I switched him, he goes onto the grass, gets a penalty. So, typical commentators was there. Jin has fallen back to over 2.2. Look at the gap between Raman and Srikanth. It's gone up to 5.5. He's gained 1.1 second. So, and he has the fastest lap. So, at this point in time, all Raman needs to do is keep it within the white line and keep going quick. Keep going quick will be the easy part. If he's staying within the white line, that's going to be a little difficult for him. Rahul is also on the soft tires. So, guys,
17 laps is crazy.
Crucially, I think the tire difference between the softs and the hards will be very visible when Rahul catches up to Srikanth and Jin.
Yeah.
Because he is the only other driver, apart from Raman on this strategy, who is in the top half of the field. There's Vintage, who's in P9. He's 14 seconds behind, so there'll be a bit of time before he catches up to Mosquito, who's himself on fresh medium. So I don't expect him to catch up that quickly. But have a look at the gap between Shrivats and Rahul. It's coming down every refresh of the turning delta.
Right. Srikanth and Raman have 0 warnings for now, so 0 track limit violations. Jin has 1, and then he also has a pit lane speeding, so.
Yes. I'll just take a moment here to change my headphones. Harshi with a penalty. Harshi with another penalty. So that's going to be trouble for him. Shivat spins. Shivat spins.
Shivat spins. Oh no! And he just joined the track.
He lives.
That it's not unsafe as such, but he was ghosted, so that's fine.
But yeah.
If ghosting was off, that would have been a different case.
Yeah, that was a race over for Optical.
Yeah, Optical also on those old tires, he will have a hard time staying on to the back of these boys. I'll just take a moment. I'll swap my headphones. I've lost battery charge in my wireless headphones. Just a moment.
All right. And so Jin is keeping up with Raman's pace now because like he hasn't lost out or actually started gaining now on the soft. So
am I audible?
Strange, but
Srikanth hasn't lost much either. It was 5.8 now, it's 6.0, and then 20 laps. So.
Either Raman is saving his tires or he is just not able to push with these softs.
Okay, what happens if Jin wins it? Srikanth gets second.
Jin wins the race.
Raman gets third.
If Jin wins the race, Raman second and Srikanth third.
No, Srikanth second and Raman
Srikanth
third.
second, Raman third. So that still won't be enough because it'll be 18 and 15.
Yeah, Srikanth has to be P1 if Raman is P3.
Srikanth, essentially he has to finish ahead of Raman.
Coming his way. So, yeah.
Who has a penalty, sorry?
Jin has a penalty for 5 seconds, so Srikanth needs to be close to him.
Yeah, I think
he doesn't need to pass
Bulyester with a corner cutting penalty.
Another penalty.
5-second penalty for corner cutting. How do you do that? That's 8 seconds for both Williams cars. 8 seconds for both Williams cars.
Which corner has he cut?
Wait, Chips, I'll be back.
What?
I think he just went flat out to turn 1, 2, 3. That's the only explanation.
I don't understand though. That's a very... it's a very odd way to get a penalty. Corner cutting around here. People continuing to say that he's made the wrong call. Only time will tell. 12 laps to go once we cross the line for our race leader and championship leader, Raman, 94. Let's have a look through Junta. He looks to be completely in control of his car, Harsh.
But he's not gaining much on Jin on like...
He's gained time on Srikanth.
He would at least gap him by 3 seconds, but
the thing is,
the gap is not extending anymore.
He's gained time on Srikanth. The gap has gone from 4.4 when he exited the pits to 6.1 about, what's it, 5 laps in. So, I think what he needs to do is he needs to stay ahead of Shrikant. He doesn't need to stay ahead of Jin. Should Jin catch up, he doesn't need to fight Jin.
Yeah, he
The
just
only
needs
thing
to
is,
play smart and keep it in his DRS.
if Jin and Shrikant are in the same party, then it's an issue. Then he shouldn't let Jin by because Jin will back him
Defend
up.
hard.
Shrikant.
Yep.
Yeah. So, as Azun just mentioned, catching up is one thing, overtaking is another. Even if they catch up to Raman, Raman is not just gonna lay out a red carpet and let them by. Look at his steering dash. He's charged up so much battery right now.
Yeah.
And what about Jin and Shrikant? They're all
I think
on
everyone has got
relatively
like
similar
equal amount
levels of battery. Harshi has
Yeah.
spun, and that is just
First time.
adding on to the woes for the Williams team. And not much
Yeah, I
is
think he
happening, I
might-
must say, in the race.
She in the pits, maybe retiring.
Harshi is probably going to retire. He was looking so promising, but it's all gone away. He is about to be lapped by Raman.
He's just petting, not retiring for his team. Nah, he's retiring.
And he's retired, there you go. So that is super unfortunate for him.
Let's hope they don't send his car back on the
Yeah,
track.
I was really hoping good things for Harshi because he looked like he had some stellar pace tonight, but it's just not worked out for him.
Yeah.
Jin and P2, he is right there, he's thereabouts. He has a 5-second penalty. If he had not had the penalty, I think he would have had a little more pace in hand because I think he's just a little upset with the penalty. The yellow flag for some fantastic
And what
reason
do you
Codemasters
think,
decides.
Chips? What lap would be the lap that Jin catches up to Raman? Do you think by lap 30 Jin will be there?
32.
32?
I specifically would like to say 32. If things stay as they are, he should catch up by lap 32 and then he may make the move in a few more laps. Shooter, Domithor did not even get to turn 1, lap 1, turn 1. Domithor was, I think there was Agent 47 was sent onto the track in the form of I am Rahul. So Rahul's right there. He could be a factor in this race.
No, Optical still hasn't betted after 24 laps.
Optical's made his mandatory pit stop, Harsh. He doesn't need to pit. It's the fact of whether he chooses to pit. And once again, there's a gap. The gap is increasing between Raman and Jin. Up front, Jin looks to be much more in control of his car. He doesn't have the dirty air from Shrikant to heat up his tires. So I think this time around, Jin should have
0 seconds on Shrikant. He's still the gap is the same and it's going down now. It's coming into the 5s.
It's marginally come down, so I won't say it's really come down.
It's like maybe
Rahul
2
with a
tenths
penalty.
per lap now.
Rahul has done.
Rahul is
It
not
might
really
start
affected
coming
by the
down now.
penalty since
So-
he's clear of the guys behind.
Rahul, at this point, Rahul has the fastest lap. So the fastest lap does not come into play here in terms of the championship, unless Shrikant or Raman can somehow steal it on these old tires, which I highly doubt. Yes,
they
certainly,
are not Charles
Abhishek.
Leclerc.
Yeah. So we are on lap 27. It's not been a very eventful race as such, but there is still a championship battle at hand. We are on lap 28, and all it'll take is one broken front wing to bring out the safety car.
Yeah, look at Jin.
And cause drama.
Catching up too now. He gained 4 tenths into turn 1, 2 and 3.
Shrikant just not confident with his car in sector 1. He's having to lift a lot in the thinner SS.
Maybe he's running low down.
Maybe, yeah, possibly.
So now we can see Shrikant in the background there. He is also catching up. It's not as rapid a rate as Jin is to Raman, but he is
4
also
seconds
catching up.
behind Jin, so that is
Do you
not
think
good enough.
once Raman and Jin catches up to Raman, he'll attempt an overtake? Do you think he'll do so?
Well, I think Jin should overtake and Raman should let him overtake just for the fact that he can have DRS.
Would you want DRS if you're going to be backed up into the car behind and the car behind happens to just so be a championship rival? Would you want that? Would you want to risk that?
I would rather let him be ahead than to fight him in the corners and give Shrikant the free pass.
See, I don't think it makes sense for him to let Jin go at this point. It's just not going to make sense.
For me,
I mean, he
lets
just doesn't
Jin
have
go
the
and
tires
just
to
stays
fight.
in DRS.
There's a possibility yellow
yellow flag
Bullister
now.
is reversing
Stop
onto
car.
the track and Bullister is in a very
Where is
odd
he
place.
going?
He is
Where
sitting next to
is
Peru
Blood
and
I don't even know where
Bolivia.
that is.
If Blood
Okay,
has
there you
found the
go.
road.
Yeah, I can't see the.
You can't park there, sir.
Yeah, you can't park there. And Williams, he's
And
cut
where
the
is he
corner.
going?
Today, I don't know what they're doing. He's probably gonna die in the next
He's
one.
having a field day right now. Literally.
Jin
Yeah, he's
1.8.
having a field day. And 1.3 between Jin and Raman. Let's have a look at that.
Lap 30 might be the lap that Jin catches up to
Okay,
Raman.
somebody wants me to do gap to the leader, somebody wants interval. I'm not certain what people want me to do here. Alright.
Guys,
so
the
it's
gap
to the
between
leader.
Raman and Jin is 1.1 and Jin and
1.2.
Shrikant is 4.8.
So I predicted
Yeah.
lap 30. Bullister's out
Bullister
in the pits,
tires
in the
in the
pits, in the
pits.
pits. So Jin
Both
can't
the
make the
Williams.
move here. Jin can't make the move here, even if he wants to. He can't
And
make the move here.
let's
He'll have to
look
wait
at
for the
the
green
penalty.
flag. It's within a second, guys. It's within a second. He is within a second of Raman.
Raman and Shrikant with both one exceeding track limit. So, and yeah, Jin is in his DRS as we speak.
Yep.
And there you see Shrikant in the
battle
background.
for P1 and P2.
And that is 5 seconds Shrikant has to catch up in 7 laps time. So
This
let's
is
see
the
what he can
30th
put up
lap.
here.
This is the 30th lap of the race, and I'm just trying to look through the field to see if there's anybody who may be able to cause a safety car if they're close enough together. Shrivatsa and Optical are not too far
Oh,
far
what
apart.
the
Yellow?
fuck?
Bhai, कितना गाली दे रहे हो
Sorry.
यार.
That's the retired car coming out, right?
Yeah, that was a retired car. That just scared the hell out of me. I'm sorry.
So
Shrikant is losing time somehow. I don't know what's happening with him.
Shrikant, I
Yeah,
think
The
that's.
Jin
gap, he
is-
lost 6 tenths this lap.
Let's have a look at this. It's McLaren
And I
Mercedes
will-
versus Mercedes. Who's gonna come out on top? Jin has the battery, so does Raman.
Jin will
It's just gonna be a
hold up.
matter of what the race priority is at this point. Jin backs out, and nope, not on this occasion. Maybe down the next straight, maybe down the Reto Buster. Let's have a look. Jin has the pace.
Jin
He
is
has the DRS, he has the
using-
slipstream. Will he go
Raman
for the
will be
move?
distracted.
He
Oh,
certainly
he is.
will. And he's made the move. He's into the lead, but he has a 5-second penalty, guys.
And
It's
I think
now a matter
Raman
of-
honestly would not mind that. Raman will get DRS. Doesn't
It's
look
now
like
the
Jin
matter
is
of-
going to slow him down.
How much, if at all, Jin is backing him up into Shrikant? Now look, Shrikant is, the gap is 5.9 between himself and Jin. So I'll just change the thing back to the leader, the interval rather, sorry. It's 5.4 right now, 5.5. So the gap is relatively stable. I don't think Jin is slowing down as much as we expected him to.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
Jin is
Mosquito and
not
Optical.
trying. I think Jin is just trying to preserve
Optical,
his
I
own
think, has a
race, get the
puncture.
He
P2.
spun.
Optical has a puncture, or does he just spun?
No, he had a half spin and he was just really slow.
Alright, so Raman's still within DRS range of Jin, but there you go, the rear wing will open up for the Mercedes driver as we go towards turn 1, the Senna S's, the very famous Senna S's. It's lap 32, Raman can't make the move, and Shrikant is just too far back. Shrikant is too far back. He needs to somehow pull out a magic bunny out of his hat, but that's the only way he can be saved here. And that's Harshi who left the session. It's lap 32. What do you think? Do you think that Jin will attempt to back Raman up into Shrikant?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't think so
the
either.
gap is too big for Shrikant to even get close now. And Jin would have to do something dirty purposefully for Shrikant to catch up now.
That's
Break
true.
test.
We've had just one singular safety car and one VSC at this point in the race. It is lap 32. The field is so spread out, I doubt we would have a safety car which would bunch up the whole field again. The gap has, I think, come down a fair bit between... no, it's actually increased between Raman and Shrikant. That's the wrong...
And Raman honestly doing a smart thing. He knows he doesn't have the tires, so he's just using Jin to pull out on the straight.
It's the Max Verstappen lap 33. Optical Illusion exits the pit lane, and he is going to be just ahead of this battling pack,
Jin
guys.
might get overtaken now.
He may be, but it's not over yet. Let's have a look with the cinematic camera. Nope, Jin has the battery. So what Jin has also done, got the battery to support him.
Yeah.
point. He cannot pull out 5 seconds.
Not much is happening here though, we must admit that. But
Ramen was not really looking to overtake there as he
why
lifted
would
much
he?
before
He
the
is still
breaking.
winning the race.
Shrikant cuts the track.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
He's got a...
And I don't think he's much bothered about winning the race. I think he's
Yeah, he
more
doesn't-
bothered about staying ahead of Shrikant.
He will, at this point, at this rate, he will. So, it's a matter of where Shrikant would finish at this point. Jin has a little moment there. I think there was a little moment. So, at this point, Raman would gain 3 points on Shrikant, and as a result, he would be winning the championship by 8 points. Current has the fastest lap, but I think Raman would also want to win it on track. Lap 34 is the lap before the penultimate lap, third last lap, if you want to call it like that. Will Raman attempt an overtake?
No,
Or
I
will he
don't
just
think
play it
so. I
safe?
think he will play it safe. Just stick to his DRS.
Of course he would win it in any case, but it would be the sweetest thing of all to win it on track as well.
I don't think he wants to risk tires anymore.
Seriously.
I think that is the
So
worst now.
softs can go 17 laps.
There was no doubt about it. Softs can definitely go 17 laps.
But the tires have definitely
he's-
started sliding. As look at that, he
He's
has a
coasting.
big
he's
movement.
taking
He's
it
coasting. No, I think he just coasted there because I heard the engine lift off there.
No, yeah, the reason for that is I think he rode the curve too much there.
So look,
He lost the DRS of Jin.
in general he's not.
Shrikant somehow lost time to him, but...
Jen is now second clear of Raman. Let's still keep following the pack. Vintage with the penalty. This is going to be the penultimate lap. Once the
And
race
Ramen,
leader
I
Jin
think,
crosses the
might
line.
be using all of his battery. Yeah, and look at the gap, it's just coming down. Ramen trying to get back.
It's worth it. You have just this lap and the next after it. So there you see Shrikant in the distance. That is what it's been, unfortunately for him. He's been in the distance. So he's not had the pace this time round. But we do have one more lap. One more lap to go. And I think if D2 has shown us something is that you don't discount anything until everybody's crossed the line. While it may look pretty boring, I don't think that people are echoing the one thing that I was just gonna wonder is that could we have a puncture on the last lap for the soft runners? That's the one thing that I didn't really want to say out loud, but Abhishek's he is putting out all the
I
stops.
don't think the softs would go to 70%.
Yeah, I don't think they would have the time. Okay, Deadly Mosquito, and he was giving us a
And
little
Jin, I
battle here.
think, is lifting for Ramen.
Jin lost
And
5
he's-
tenths.
Yeah, Jin has lifted for Ramen.
I think Jin also doesn't really want to affect Raman's race here. But Shrikant gained a lot of time. Are they all in the same party here
Yeah,
right now?
almost
Look,
1 second.
yeah, look, Shrikant's gained a whole lot of time on Raman. Raman's right there. He's right behind Jin. So at this point in time, Mosquito and Shivas, this is fun. This is fun. I kind of want to follow this. We do have a championship battle to follow, but let's have a look at this going towards the first corner. It's Shivas on the back foot. It's Deadly Mosquito ahead on track, but Shivas will have the DRS.
Yeah, Shivas
So-
will have that move done.
Let's have a look. Yes, I think Abhishek, as you say, Jin will let him pass on the main straight on track. We will follow that in just a moment. And Shivas is ahead of Mosquito. We'll come back to this in just a moment. Up front, Jin is coming up towards the end of Sector 2. Raman's 1.4 behind. I assume that there's going to be some...
I just don't think Jin is gonna stop
Rite of
because
passage
Jin
or
will get
something.
P2. Jin will get P2.
He
if
will
is
get... Yeah, he will get
at this
P2. He
pace.
has to stay within 1 point... He has to stay within 5
There's a
seconds
car
ahead of
stopped
Shrikant.
on the last corner. It's
That's
optical.
a Williams, but it won't matter. It won't matter. It's Jen who will come across the line and win the race, but the championship goes to goes to Rahul.
Ramen.
Sorry, goes to
Ramen.
Raman. And sorry for that. I was just gonna mention. I think Rahul got a penalty there. Got a bit confused there. The win and the championship go to the Mercedes driver. Raman 94 is the champion. Shrikant is P3. He could not get ahead of Jin. And what about Mosquito and Shrivatz?
Oh, that's about it.
It's going to be the battle to the line. Both of them are absolutely utilizing all the battery in their arsenal. And I think it will be Mosquito who will be able to stay ahead of. Will he? Will Shrivatz get him? I don't think he can. Nope. Deadly Mosquito is right there. And yeah, sorry. who is Drivers Champion for Season 11 Division 2. And what's the Constructors looking like, guys? It's 25-6, so that makes it 33. 33 points versus...
30.
I think Red Bull take it. Red Bull
takes it.
That's the championship done. That's the season done. It's a little...
I'll catch you guys on the next game.
Closer battle between these two, but... Yeah, nonetheless, Ramen celebrates fantastic win, and we have lost Charles. And there you go. Harsh.
Yes. What a
The
race.
title now goes from you
race.
over to Ramen. How do you feel?
Honestly, what a season it has been between Shrikant and Ramen. Both going back and forth. Shrikant had the upper hand on Ramen at the start of the season, but Ramen did not give up. He kept fighting every race. Picked
What
up the
Ramen
scraps
had-
even
yeah.
when he didn't have the pace in some of the races.
If you've noticed one thing, Ramen I think is the only driver this season in D2 to have scored points at every single race in the season.
Has he now?
He has. Including this,
Okay.
it would make it points throughout the entirety of the season. So,
That's
there you
great
go.
for Ramen.
From pole with one pit stop, best lap time of 110.226. Ramen 94 is the race winner and the winner of the championship this season. Jin is P2. He stayed ahead despite the penalty. He stayed ahead of Shrikant, who was the other championship contender. Shrikant is P3. Rahul is P4 with the fastest lap. After a first lap without a front wing, he does finish in P4 with the fastest lap. Mosquito finished ahead of Shrivats, P5 and P6. Falcon 7th, Vintage 8, Optical is 9th, last of the finishing cars. Bulliester, Harshi, Domathor were our non-finishers. Let me run through this really quickly, the incidents tab. So, Harsh, I don't expect we saw too many... I don't expect
Yeah, not a lot of
many,
battles on track today.
It was a pretty... I don't want to say anticlimactic, but it was expected a little different. Shiva, not Shiva. I keep mentioning the wrong person here tonight. Shrikant has mentioned that he will be making a lobby where he and Ramen will be joining and doing donuts. Hello, Ramen.
I don't know if they're still doing that.
Hello. Ramen, I can barely hear you. Can you just increase your volume a little bit?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, much better. Ramen,
Yeah, I think I broke my voice. Yeah.
Ramen, you are the D2 champion for season 11.
You want me to shout? Yes!
Enormous,
Oh my God.
massive congratulations, Ramen.
Well deserved,
Yeah.
man. Great
Thank you so
race
much.
from you. Great pace, great strategy. Overall, great season from you.
It's been a joy, Ramen, to just watch the both of you and Shrikant take it on the entirety of the season. I think we'll get on with the interviews. Shrikant, are you here? I see Jin is here. Shrikant, are you here? I still can't hear him.
Yes.
Hey Shrikant, just before we start with the questions, are you gonna do that multiplayer thing that you were going to
Yes.
say? You're doing that? Alright, so please send an invite as soon as you can so we can get on with it. Raman, you may want to take out your wallet because Noble's ears are hurting from that. He wants you to pay for his bill.
Shrikant, on your P3.
Shrikant,
P3, he got P2, right?
P3,
Oh,
P3.
P3.
Oh,
Jin.
Jin beat him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're waiting for the invite from Shrikant. So we'll be asking the questions in just a moment once the lobby is up. So Shrikant, please make the lobby and let's go. Would you like us to be on spectate or on what do you want us to do? I'm not understood that.
You should be the spectator.
Okay, so me and Harsh will be on spectate. The three of you can be on track celebrating. So, are you setting up the lobby or can you answer some questions? Shrikant?
You can start with the questions then.
All right. So Shrikant,
Yeah.
after I think it's 11 races this season, it's
Yep.
P2 in the standings. I think this is your best finish to a D2 season you've ever had. But I'm sure it's mixed
Yes.
emotions, given that you could have been on the top step of the podium and as a result winning the championship. How do you feel? I think just give us your opinion on the race. How was it today for you?
Race pretty unlucky for me on track. You know, Brazil and me never go well. Always unlucky stuff happens. So it's I'm used to it, and yeah. In the first stint when we were trailing Ramen, Jin decided out of nowhere he should fight me. Okay, he fought me. I let him go. I was like, okay, he will drag us along, but he started making mistakes and then started to fight. Then I was like, I will overtake him. Then I lost the time to him. Then we were. That's it. Then I decided to go for the undercut, which was executed beautifully, and then VSC came out, and again my luck shined. So yeah, that's it for me. And congrats Ramen, you deserve every bit of it. And congrats Jin, you also had a good start of the season. So yeah, that. And yeah, one more thing. So I made a deal with Ramen that I will retire from racing if he wins the championship. So keeping up to my word, I will retire from league racing, which I was gonna do anyways. But yeah, thanks IRL for the 4 seasons I was here, and
सर्वर में
it was
रहेगा ना
beautiful.
तू
शायद से, शायद.
शायद से नहीं फीफा खेलने आना है तेरे को
Well,
You don't have to do that, by the way. Duel. I was never gonna defend you.
yeah. But still, the deal is deal. So yeah, congrats Raman. Brilliant drive, brilliant season.
How he came back after the race.
Shrikant, just
And yeah, you
remember
did
to
have-
turn rules off. Shrikant, just turn rules off. Good. ठीक है. चलो, go for it, guys.
I am not joining the lobby by the way, so
Yeah.
stop sending me invite.
It's okay. I'm just.
Bhai, the
I'm
game
just
is deleted. The game is deleted. I'm not even joking. The race got
Seriously,
over.
I'm
The
not
game is
touching this for
deleted.
2 months at least.
I'm not
So this
touching
has
it
taken
for a
out
long
so
time.
much out of my life. Oh,
Raman, it's your first championship, but I think we'll go in order. Jin.
Yo,
Jin. It is P2 for you. Unfortunately, we won't have the McLaren in the showroom
that
with
was
us here.
yeah. That's
But-
that's the stupid mistake that I made. But yeah,
Shrikant, where are we doing the donut? Here?
The back straight, they're straight only. After we
You can-
complete
chips
the
you're
lap.
saying?
You can just reverse off the line here, guys. You don't need to go. But yeah, so Jin, it was.
Let's go to the Hamilton corner. Na?
Yes, the iconic
If
one.
you like. Please do so.
Not face anyway.
We'll just spectate both of you while I ask Jin some questions. Jin,
Yes.
just a question. Were you in party with either of these boys for the race
No.
tonight? No?
Nope.
Because I know it's for some point it looked like you were in party with Shrikant, given the fact that you were lifting off when you were catching up to him. So
In the beginning, when we all had decent enough starts, I think Domitor DNF before turn 1 even ended. I don't know how that happened. And yeah, post restart, I think I was running much lower wings than Shrikant, if I'm correct about it. Shrikant, what was your wing?
33, 28.
Yeah, I was running 26, 18. So yeah, I was running much lower wings than both of them, I think. So yeah, my entire goal was to just be fast on the straights, and I didn't want to battle Shrikant. That's why I was lifting off. But then I started noticing the delta, and he wasn't making inroads into Raman's time. So at some point, I had to trigger the move. The first one I thought would be it, but then I made a very crucial mistake. So yeah, that Shrikant passed me, and then I had to re-overtake him. But after that, I knew that one of these two would trigger the undercut, most likely Shrikant. And after that, my plan was clear. I just wanted to overcut on lap 23, pit for softs, because softs do fade off if you pit earlier than that. So yeah, once we got into the VSC, I made a very big mistake. I entered the pit lane overspeeding by 1 kilometer, so I got the 5. And then I was just trying to make sure that my race isn't hampered. I was just trying to drive my natural race, and then I noticed at one point I think Raman's tires would have started fading, so the hards came into their own. And yeah, I think the second stint itself was more or less good enough. I think I was slightly faster than Shrikant over the course of the second stint as well, so that allowed me to keep the peak. And that's that.
Because I just want to mention, I think all of us at some point thought that you were in the same party with Shrikant because you were not really
No,
trying to
my
overtake
goal
him.
was to never battle Shrikant. My goal was just to see if he could drag us to Ramen. But when I noticed that wasn't happening, and given how few people there were in the lobby, I knew that the move would have to be made soon. Otherwise, even after the pit stop phase, catching up to Ramen would be a different
Hey, Shrikant, where is
Herculean
Shrikant?
task altogether.
Main shade.
And while we just a moment, Jin, as I would like to ask many people in chat asking Shrikant, why are you not doing the donuts with Ramen? Why are you doing it on your own and Ramen's on his own? So that's all
Main
right.
shade.
Oh, you're driving the wrong way. I was wondering why the camera's not focusing on you. Ramen, that's a good way to go about it. All right. So, Jin, how
Yes.
much did that 5-second penalty take away from your pace? Because I feel like there's a little there's a big detriment to your pace when you know that you have a 5-second looming over your head. No matter
To
what
be
the case
honest,
is.
I knew when I got close to Ramen, he wouldn't really defend it for two reasons. One, I had the 5, and even if I didn't have the 5, he wouldn't defend it because he'd still be in a position to win the championship. So for him, defending would actually be more detrimental in case he spun or something else happened. So my only goal at that point was to try to gap Shrikant by more than 5, which I think I did at some point before everything came to, before the race came to an end. So I was pretty happy with that. I'd say I had decent race pace, given everything that transpired and given the fact that I don't like driving this game at all. So I just like,
Okay.
I didn't drive a single lap of Brazil, by the way. This is my first time in a week driving this game. I think same goes for both. I don't know if the same goes for both of them, but this is my first time driving this game in a week. Last race and then this race, and then I was like, let's just delete the game. So yeah, that was always the intention. I never knew whether I'd be competitive enough or not in the last race, but glad to know that I was. So all in all, a good thing, I guess.
Well, it's P2 to end the season, Jin, and it is also P3 in the standings, driver standings. So that's very well done. Congrats to you. That's
Thank
something
you.
that we didn't really follow in the F1 chat, but that is
Yeah, so
it's happened
1,
for
2,
you.
3 in the championship finish, 1, 2, 3 in the podium, just not in the order that you would expect.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I
Correct.
mean, I missed like what 4 races this season, but honestly, Chips, I couldn't be bothered to race this entire season. I just did it because I had a very supportive teammate this time around. Shout out to Smith Shah. And yeah, I mean, last year compared to what it was last season in the McLaren with my teammate, this year I feel like
Oh, you had
it's
an
Good
amazing
Friday.
teammate.
It's Good Friday. The
yeah.
Lord sacrificed Himself to absolve us of our sins, and I feel like my teammates' sins from last season have been absolved now.
Well,
My ex-teammates sins from last season has been absolved now.
Well,
Anyways,
congratulations,
you
Jin.
chat to these two. I'll be back in 5-10 minutes.
All right. And it's a good Friday. I think it's the best Friday of all for you, Ramen.
Especially for Ramen.
Yes. You're P1, and as I can see, you are faced in a standoff with Shrikant. If you're just a little, like, I think that would be absolutely a killer look for the both of you.
Little sorry, what?
But if you are like face to face with Shrikant, it would
Okay,
be
okay, yeah,
absolutely
yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
That would be the most killer look to do the interview from.
You don't have to come ahead.
Just be face to face, yeah. Okay. Wow.
Just
Ramen.
keep a little bit of a distance because it looks a bit weird. Yeah.
Yeah, and I. Ramen, yeah, don't touch tips. Just remember that.
No touching.
They just want to touch.
So the thing is, it's downhill. You will come back towards them nonetheless. So it's okay. No worries. You may do as you like. But Ramen,
Yes.
you're P1. You've won the race. You won the championship, and it's a good Friday for you. How do you feel?
I feel brilliant, man. Like, honestly, I haven't felt all the emotions that I could. It's just been so overwhelming. And I'm just feeling like right now I just feel relieved because, the last 12 weeks, not the 12 weeks, maybe the last 10 or 8 weeks, but since the championship really got. So I said that, I know that Shrikant, it is, on raw pace, it is Shrikant's to lose, but I always maintain that I would do whatever it takes to win. Like I'll try my best, and that's what somehow came out on top. So yeah, it did take out a lot out of me. Like kind of the weeks flew by, and in a way a little bit sad also, just to have to go back to like normal life now. But yeah, it's just really overwhelming. Yeah, but obviously great battle. I think this is the fiercest battle. I'm not sure. I didn't join IRL that early, but probably in recent memory the fiercest battle we got. So.
Well, that I think this has been the most intense battle for you've had in your time in IRL, and we've really enjoyed it. I'll say one thing I've noticed looking at the points table is over the course of the season, Raman, I think you may not have had the edge in terms of pace, but you have been incredibly consistent. I
Right.
think you're the only driver in D2 who's scored a point, at least a point in every race this season, and that's mighty impressive, Raman. To be that consistent is phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that that's what would, if it is to win me the championship, that's what it would be. But I did have a horrible start, if you remember that drive through
Yeah.
in Belgium, and then the unfair drive through in Canada, which is I guess still my fault. But yeah, but having I do think, I mean, I don't know if he'll admit it, but I do think Srikanth was a bit overconfident at that point. So maybe if he was, I mean, it's not like a jest or anything. I'm just saying honestly that maybe he didn't think that he could be challenged over the course of a season. Maybe that allowed me to like creep up on him, and I think the race in China was when he actually like took notice. So yeah, I did have the advantage of no one expecting me to win probably, and every single point, and also like again people made fun of me for fighting over every single point on and off track, like really not reporting people because Srikanth would gain a position. But yeah, I mean today I won, but by mere margin, so it could have gone anyway. So every single point mattered.
See, the fact remains that you didn't win the championship today. You won it over the course of the season as well. It's just that today is the day which marks the cementing of the championship. So you've cemented it in stone. You should have your name in the Wall of Champions soon enough. Immense congratulations, Raman. Very well done.
Thanks so much.
Harsh,
And,
anything you?
I guess
Yeah,
quali
yeah.
was insanely close today. I messed up the last lap, but
Yeah,
luckily
we did
put
track that. That was
luckily put a good second lap.
yes. Harsh,
No,
anything
I
you want to
mean,
ask these boys?
I mean, yeah, congrats to both of them. Shrikant, don't be upset that you lost. Be happy that it happened. Kudos to both of you, honestly. Like, great season. Over the 12 races. I mean, yeah, Ramin, you do make a point that Shrikant got overconfident, but I think in the last few races, he was really trying for it. He took it seriously and he had put in the effort. I'd seen it myself. Yeah. Great battling between you two, and yeah, great season, honestly, boys.
Yes, truly. And the championship now goes from the hands of Harsh over to Raman. So I think there's not going to be a formal championship or rather a prize giving ceremony or anything here, but very well done once again, both of you. Shrikant, I've not said anything in a while. I hope you're still with us.
Oh yes, I am here only. But a thing to notice is that me and Raman only encountered each other 2 times this whole season. Bahrain lap 2 and Australia lap 24.
No, China lap 1.
China lap 1 was I don't know. Wasn't an encounter. It wasn't a fight.
Why would you?
I mean, we banged wheels. So,
And that's it.
he probably doesn't remember China.
This season doesn't exist for me,
Mr.
so yeah, we can
Consistency.
move on.
Shrikant, it's your best season to date. You've had I think this is your best season to date. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's P2. I think you've won the constructors 2 times in a row. So congratulations to you and Domithor for winning the constructors championship.
Voted teammate. I mean, he's better than Harsh. Okay.
मैं कहा था bot. But yeah, no, good job to you and Domitor in the constructors.
Yep. And yeah, special thanks to Harsh and Shooter as well for raising the bar of D2 that high last season, which we weren't able to, cope up with. Yeah.
Well, we've had an interesting 2 seasons of D2. While the final race may not have been as entertaining as we expected it to be, it was still a thrilling season all throughout.
I mean, yeah, both the Williams retired in the pits instead of track. So, yeah.
Well, one of them did cause a VSC, which was a.
And
You may want to have a
Pulitzer
look
was
at the
having a
stream
field
again.
day.
Yeah. You want to have a look at that when you look at the stream again. And but yeah, nonetheless, massive congratulations, Srikanth. Massive congratulations, Raman. Both of you have been immense throughout the season, and we thank you sincerely for giving us a fantastic championship battle to follow. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for the quoted comms as well.
Yes, I don't think you will be saying it after you watch the end of the race replay, because I have accidentally said somebody else's name as winning the race and the championship, because it's sorry for that,
I am
Raman.
Rahul.
You have a look at the accidentally said Rahul won the
Doesn't
championship
matter,
in the
bro. Your
race.
voice is
So-
enough.
Well, I am just wanting to apologize for that first hand to you, but definitely it's been an amazing season. We will be back with D1 tomorrow for one last ride around the beautiful track of Interlagos, and I think we'll sign out with this brilliant image of the Merc and the Red Bull facing one another. If you two can just come a bit towards turn 1 so that I can get a good cinematic camera angle. No, you can just go in the same way. Don't need to turn your steering wheels. I just want too late to mention that. I could only see the rear wing of the Merc there and a little part of the front wing of the Red Bull. Yeah, I think that's a little further. That should be good. Bus. I think that should be fine. Yeah, just swap again. Do the same thing again if you want to. Take it. All right. That's the end of the season. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to all our viewers, loyal viewers who have been with us from the start of the season. Thank you to all those who have been here for comms. Thank you, Harsh, for being here tonight. You've been a pleasure to do comms with you. Yes, we've missed Charles right now. And once again, a congrats to Jin for the P2 in the race tonight. We will be back with D1 tomorrow, which will also be the season finale and possibly a finale for a few drivers as well. But let's see. Until tomorrow, we shall meet you with, I think it's going to be F1 24. We're not going to have another season on this game. So we shall be back with Division 2 in F1 24. Until then, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. Obrigado, Interlagos. Thank you. Take care. Good night. And bye-bye from all of us.
Vamos.
Bye-bye.